What is going on, guys? In this video you get shown how to get everything in the new DLC Return to Castlevania, including the new items and outfits. Also walk you through the DLC story a bit so you don't get lost on how to access the new biomes, and showcase the levels and bosses but not spoil too much. So if that sounds interesting, let's get into it. First, you start the DLC by buying it and downloading it, and when you get into the prisoner's quarters, you will encounter Richter by a staircase leading down to the castle outskirts, the first biome of the DLC. When you get here, you can see a pulled up bridge at the start where you have to go into the water and follow this path to lower the bridge down. So if you move your way through the biome, you will find a coffin where Alucard is sleeping, and by waking him accidentally, he will help you defeat Dracula by only telling you where to go next. If you go from this room to the right, you can find his shield in a hidden area. The shield will let you able to attack with it other than just blocking and parrying. Also, the shield scales with brutality and survival. You can also find a little cat running around the biome holding the ribbon's key. If you do get this key, you will be able to set Maria free, what is also in the biome, to get her outfit. And you can also interact with the cat in the room, and this will let you get the new skill called Maria's Cat, which will roam around and attack enemies. And if you do activate this skill again, when she is roaming, she will be on your shoulder, and by activating it yet again, she will use a white tiger claw attack in front of you, what does a good amount of damage. This skill will scale with brutality and survival. Eventually, you will find the exit to Dracula's castle. There is not much to do here in this version of the Dracula's castle, other than basic new level with new enemies. Also, don't forget to check the lore rooms, they're pretty interesting. If you went through the exit to fight Dracula, you will get a little dragged down into the ground to fight Death himself to the death. If you do beat him the first time, you will drop Death's Scythe. This weapon is pretty nice and will let you use the enemy souls you killed with the scythe to explode on other enemies. This weapon will scale with survival. If you do beat Death more times, he will drop his outfit depending on the difficulty you are on, and also drop the flawless outfit when beating him without getting hit. Now, after this, you wonder how to get to Dracula, and you do have to start a new run, so complete the one you are on now. Then Alucard will be at the start of your next run to tell you to go to the clock room. There is a little note here that you cannot enter the early version of Dracula's castle. This includes the castle outskirts if you want to get to the final biome version of Dracula's castle after the clock room. If you do go here, you have to fight the timekeeper first. Then after, you see Alucard standing by the exit to Dracula's castle. Go in and you see it is the same biome you've done before, but things are a little different here. You will have to fight a mini boss encounter with Medusa, what you have to beat to get the Purification key to open up the door before the Master's Keep exit where you fight Dracula. But before you go there, be sure to search the biome for a lower room that teleports you to Richter's prison to free him. You want to do this because you will be able to enter Richter Mode in the next run if you return to this room. In the Master's Keep, you will fight Dracula. Before the fight, you can interact with Alucard and he will give you his outfit. Richter will also be there if you freed him, but doesn't really do much. If you do beat Dracula the first time, he will drop the Vampire Killer Whip. It will do a critical on enemies that are on fire, and if you do take down enemies, it will leave fire on the ground. Further, Dracula will have his own outfit drops depending on the difficulty you are on, and also drops the flawless version when you took him down without getting hit. Good luck with that one. Also, a neat thing is, when you do wear outfits of the DLC, he will have unique dialogue for each outfit upon entering the fight. So if you came this far in the DLC, it's pretty much over, but there are a couple things still to get, like the remaining items and outfits. I will show you how to get them, but first let me show you how to get into Richter Mode. You have to go where Richter was locked up, so you can go to the clock room, and don't forget not to go in the DLC's early biome stages, so you can enter the final stage of the Dracula's castle after the clock room. If you do go to the prison, you can see some question marks and interact with them. Will let you play as Richter. Here you are able to get his outfit and get the Alucard sword. In this mode, you can break the candles in the level to get hearts, so you are able to use skills. There are in total 3 DLC skills in this level and also legendary ones to use in this mode. So be sure to explore everything, and if you progress you will get upgrades for Richter's movement, so you are able to dash and double jump. To get the hidden blueprint for Alucard's sword, you have to take the down path to the right, and when you do go up eventually, stick to the right, and then there is a hidden path you can go through, and you can see Alucard standing there flying away, dropping the blueprint. If you go further to the top, you will have to face the mini-boss Medusa, and on beating her, you completed Richter Mode and unlocked the Richter outfit and Alucard's sword if you did pick up the blueprint. The Alucard sword will let you teleport behind enemies mid-range and deal critical damage after each teleport. This weapon scales with brutality and survival. If you also wear the Alucard shield, the sword will have a unique combo using the shield when attacking. Guys, now we are going to talk about how to get the remaining weapons and skills within the DLC. So first off, there are a lot of items dropped from enemies, so be sure to use the Hunter's Grenade to get them drop much faster. The first weapon is the Whip Sword, which is dropped by the Harpy, the flying monster. This weapon uses 2 slots and can be switched to a sword or whip stance that does critical damage when you switch stances for the next 1.5 seconds. The weapon scales with brutality. The Bible is dropped by the Werewolf or the Dire Werewolf. So this weapon will let you hit monsters with a huge Bible book, and if you hit a target for 2 times, a book will fly around you, dealing critical damage if it hits enemies. The scaling of this weapon is tactics and survival. To get the Morning Star to drop, it goes by the Konami cheat code. It goes as followed: press up, up, down, down, left, right, roll, jump. Then the Morning Star will drop out of thin air and you will unlock the weapon in the random loot pool. With this weapon you will have to spin it around with the movement inputs and will deal critical damage if you have spun it around for at least 1 second. This weapon will scale with brutality and you can use the cheat code again to obtain it in a separate run. The cross is dropped by the Throwmaster, the skeleton monster in the castle. With this weapon you will throw the cross in front of you, and where it spins around in place it will deal critical damage, and also when it returns to you. The scaling of this weapon is with tactics. The throwing axe is dropped by the axe armor, which will show itself when you pass the statues in Dracula's castle. With this weapon you will throw the weapon up high, and when it falls it will deal critical damage. It can go through walls, but not all of them. This weapon scales with tactics and survival. The Holy Water is dropped by the Merman, the fish monster, and this skill will create a pillar of fire on the spot it lands and burns enemies. This skill will scale with brutality and survival. The Rebound Stone is dropped by the Boers, or however you will pronounce it. Those are the spinning monsters with the lion head in the castle. This skill will spawn a stone in the air that bounces on surfaces and moves faster each time it bounces a surface. When the stone passes through you, it will deal critical damage and move even faster. This skill scales with survival. The Bat Volley will be dropped from the Vampire Bats. This skill is similar to the Dracula's attack, where he spawns bats from his cape. By using the skill, you will spawn 10 bats that pierce through enemies, dealing critical damage once they have gone through at least 1 enemy. This skill will scale with brutality and tactics. The last item in the DLC is Medusa's head, which is dropped from the mini-boss Medusa in the final biome version of Dracula's castle. If you have trouble getting it dropped, like I had, you can use the Hunter's Grenade on it, apparently, and it will make the weapon drop instantly. So I recommend using it. The Medusa's head will let you throw the head around, petrifying enemies when it hits them, and upon activating it again, it will yell, knocking enemies in the air where it is. The weapon scales with tactics and survival. Guys, those were all the items, but there are still some nice DLC outfits to be gained. 2 outfits are dropped from enemies. These are the Hunted Armor outfit that is dropped from the Armor Knight monster in Dracula's castle. It is the one with the spear. The Hector outfit is dropped from a dire werewolf. So it's not the standard werewolf that is purple. You can get it from the black ones. These will appear in the castle outskirts and early Dracula's castle when on 3 boss cells and higher, or just from the final biome version of Dracula's castle. The Simon outfit is found in a special lore room in Dracula's castle with a huge mask that bleeds in its left eye socket. The last 2 outfits in the DLC can be found in a hidden room in the Master's Keep just before you are about to fight Dracula. When you move up the stairs, go to the first pillar between the 2 candles, and there is a hidden platform there you can jump to. If you go up, you can interact with the closet to get the Trevor outfit, and if you interact with the statues on the right, you will get the Scythe outfit. So guys, that is how you get everything from the new DLC. I hope this video was helpful. If it did, you could leave a like to support the video. If you do have some questions about the DLC, comment down below. And if you haven't yet, subscribe for more gaming content like this one. I thank you guys for watching, and I see you in the next one.